But you know what? Speaking of Ubisoft,
Yeah.
what do you think about Ubisoft making an open world Star Wars game?
Wait, is this the podcast? I'm just wait a minute. That dog is still barking in the background.
Yeah, it's still recorded.
Are you on crack, Danny?
Yeah. This is all.
This dog has fucked my shit up.
And that clip right there was we try to film, have a special guest. What was the dog's name? Harmsworth?
Farnsworth.
Farmsworth.
Yeah, fuckface Farnsworth.
Yeah, he lived up to his name. So unfortunately, we couldn't fully do the whole episode with him because he was a little I
Son of a
don't
bitch.
know. Well, how you doing, John? How's everything going?
Pretty good, pretty good. How you doing, bruh?
Surviving. Trying to keep myself busy. It's -20 here, so I don't think I'm going outside today. So that's cool.
Holy shit. I thought it was bad over here. It's like what, 30 degrees right now? Shit.
No, it's
Mm,
negative.
Popsicle over there, bro.
Yeah, I woke up to a news article where they literally said, "Hey, we're not sending school buses." So, I was, I was like, "Damn, bro." I guess kids just stay home, play on Fortnite. They learn from Fortnite. I don't know.
Keep that ass home, bro.
So let's talk about Godzilla versus King Kong because the trailer literally came out yesterday, and I mean, I looks like a fun movie. I knew you wanted to say some things about it. I'll let you say it because I have something I want to bring up about it too. So, what did you think of it?
I got a lot of things I want to say about this trailer. Okay. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think the obvious thing to state here is how is it a contest? Godzilla has all these powers,
Yeah,
and then you got Kong, who's just a big ass ape. Oh, he's strong. His skin is real tough, or whatever excuse you want to make. Godzilla is, I guess comparing the monsters. Godzilla has all these powers. Okay, has a badass entrance, right, coming out from underneath the water, blasting people with his fire or whatever, all the
yeah.
other fucking powers he has, versus a big ass monkey. How Kong is supposed to be on the same level as motherfucking Godzilla, I don't get. That's number one.
Did you watch Skull Island?
Yes, I thought that movie was a piece of shit, by the way.
Um,
Fuck out of me.
I didn't. Maybe I like John C. Riley too much because John C. Riley saved that movie for me.
I'm a fan of John C. Riley too. Nevertheless, the movie was a fucking boring piece of shit.
Yeah, it had like a nice look to it, but it just didn't have any. So like, I think I enjoyed the original King Kong Peter Jackson because Peter Jackson always wanted to make a King Kong movie, so he definitely put some love in there. And I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know if I would still like it, but I felt like that was more enjoyable than Go Island.
Right. Should have done that with Godzilla with the P. Diddy song.
Oh my God!
Was it Godzilla 2000?
Well, they added like a rap song in this trailer, right? I was
Oh,
like,
that's number two. Okay.
what was that? Who was that? I didn't even know. I didn't even look it up. Who was that artist?
I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. I'm just gonna tell you, this trailer felt like it felt like Fast and the Furious with two big fucking monsters. Is what it felt like.
That's good.
Okay?
Yeah,
It had the rap song. It had the scenes of them being all bad. Oh, the monkey's got a big ass fucking melee weapon now. Godzilla's breathing fire. You got a rap blasting whoever it is, and I'm just like, why does this feel like Fast and the Furious?
mm,
You know, you got all the people looking, all the jaws are on the floor. It's like, wow, we're watching a big ass lizard and a big ass ape just fuck this world up, bro.
yeah,
This like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think like I'm gonna watch the movie. It's gonna be on HBO Max, right?
Yep, day in the same day comes to theaters. I mean, movie theaters don't exist anymore. HBO Max does.
Right. Exactly. So I'm gonna watch it when it comes out, and I'm gonna be baked out of my mind. You
Hell
have to be
yeah.
to
Oh
watch.
yeah.
It's probably going to make me laugh. It's probably going to be so ridiculous,
Yeah.
and being zooted, it'll work,
Yeah.
right?
100%. Did you catch the
People like what?
did you catch people were like freeze framing it and pretty much Mecha Godzilla is gonna be in it?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is like, dude, when Mecha Godzilla comes out, I hope I'm really big for that because that shit is gonna be amazing. Like you know they gotta put
This
some
big
like
mechanical fucking lizard coming out now.
yeah, you know they gotta put like some fucking old school Godzilla song in there like
Yeah.
because they
Like they should just go full ridiculousness with the movie.
I think they wanted to do that in the last one, King of Monsters. And my pet peeve with the King of Monsters, for a movie that has giant monsters fighting, it was so poorly shot and dark. It was so dark in that movie. It was either too dusty, too dark, too cloudy, it was always something. And I could not see the two giant monsters fighting, bro. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I just see a foot, I see a leg, there's lights. At least with this movie, you can see what's going on. Apparently, Kong that melee weapon he has, he made an axe out of Godzilla's like spikes. I'm like, all right, that's cool. You know, if Mecha Godzilla shows
Like
up or
crafting
whoever,
weapons on his
yeah,
opponent's fucking skin. Jesus.
I think they should really tap into the ridiculousness of these movies and have less humans. That's another pet peeve of these movies.
Yeah.
They keep giving me human characters that I do not care for.
Nobody gives a fuck about.
No, when you could put fucking 11 for Stranger Things in there, I still don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Now I think they should go just full over the top, like really just flat out say, yeah, this is gonna be ridiculous. Like I'm talking about like I want I want Kong to just all of a sudden just pull a giant guitar from somewhere and just crack Godzilla over the head with it. I want I want Godzilla to like hit Kong with like a power bomb. I want Kong to put Godzilla like in a freaking armbar. Okay, he's gonna hit him with some UFC moves. Okay, just I want like five other monsters just coming out from God knows
Dude,
where. Throw
dude,
Mothra in there. Throw whoever the fuck. Or giant fucking tiger out there. I don't
dude,
give a
dude, dude.
fuck.
Well, Mothra died. Mothra gave their life in the last movie, but I think they should have like a Donkey Kong level where Kong's on top of it. Like he's just throwing barrels at Godzilla, and Godzilla's like just I don't know, destroying them. You know they're gonna have to put a Donkey Kong reference in it. I feel like they gotta. I don't know. My pet peeve with the versus genre is, and I mean, how many times have they done it so far? I feel like the most notable other one was Freddy vs. Jason, and there really wasn't a clear winner in that. People are like, oh, I thought Jason won, but then at the end you see Jason come out the water with Freddy's head, and then it winks. So did Freddy actually win because he took over Jason? And I feel like we're gonna get the same thing with this, where it's like, oh, I guess Batman versus Superman is another versus where
Oh
that,
yeah, I saw that too. I saw people were drawing comparisons.
and I was like, oh, what with Batman versus Superman?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw that shit too, and someone fucking slam dunk burn on that person. They were like, the person who only watches one movie thinks that one movie is just like Paddington the Bear. And I was like, holy shit, that's good. Like if you don't watch a lot of movies and you just see one you see one movie, you gotta compare that every movie to that one movie you saw.
I think that's why I was laughing so much, just
Yeah.
because trailer and then the aftermath of watching people breaking down fucking Kong and Godzilla trailer.
I
I was
think
like, wow.
yeah.
Who
I think
knew?
I think this movie's gonna do well. I think people right now need a break from reality. I know myself when I'm going to look for movies, I'm just like, okay, I don't need anything serious or drama related. Even when it comes to horror movies, I'm like, it needs to be so fucking batshit insane. You know, like, and I think this movie a lot of people are gonna enjoy, especially if it embraces the ridiculousness. And you know what? I think going forward, we need to just get really fucking crazy for the next few years because the past year has been a nightmare. And
Uh,
I was talking to a friend, and I was like, the next Fast and Furious movie is going into space. I don't know if that's the last Fast and Furious movie, but I hope it's not. Because I'm still holding out hope that they do a crossover with Transformers, just so I could have that scene where Optimus Prime, and Dom are about to attack the Decepticons, and Optimus Prime goes, "Roll out," and then Dom goes, "Yeah, family." Or Optimus Prime's like, "Roll out, family."
you see, that's the kind of brainstorming we need.
Yeah, just
That's
go
what we need.
go batshit insane with this. I'm hoping it goes batshit insane.
I want a giant parrot to descend from the fucking skies down upon Godzilla and Kong.
Dude, I want the Power Rangers to show up. I want Megazord to show up. That's what I want. I want
Oh,
the Power Rangers to be controlling Mecha Godzilla. That's what I want to see.
oh my god. Yes. Can you imagine?
I can imagine, but sadly, I think Hollywood lacks that kind of that kind of balls for creativity. Because you remember that Sony movie, what was it? That Sony movie Life. It was like in space where there was like an organism. Jake Gyllenhaal was in it, I think. And people thought that movie, since it was made by Sony, was a precursor to Venom because it's like, oh, what if this movie is about the symbiote? Like they come across a symbiote on a space station and they're trying to get rid of it, and then it crashes on the Earth because it had a for some reason when they were advertising that movie, it used a scene from Spider-Man 3. People were like, is this like a precursor? Because this is before Venom came out. But they didn't do it. And I felt like, dude, they should have done that. That should have been like a fucking weird prequel to Venom.
You know what I want? I want in the movie, see all the people there, 11 and whoever else, okay? All the people, wherever the fuck they are, just watching what's unfolding. And all of a sudden, like mass destruction's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, how we need to stop this. They're gonna destroy the world. What are we gonna do? All of a sudden, the door kicks open. They all just look to see who enters the room.
No, not a science guy.
That would actually probably make sense. But no, Tom Cruise walks in.
Oh my god, of course.
Want to raise the fucking stakes?
Yeah.
You really want to make this an action movie? There's no bigger action star. Okay. Oh, outside of Dwayne Johnson. Okay. There's no bigger action star than Tom fucking Cruise.
Here's
He walks in with a leather jacket and his jeans. He goes, "Put me out there. I know what to do." All of a sudden, next thing you see is just like a fucking 100-foot tall Tom Cruise just running out there, King Kong, and just judo chopping Godzilla. Like that's what I want.
That would actually be amazing. But here's the thing with Tom Cruise, because you know how amazing actor he is. He only does things that are real. So with people, we would have to build real life size Godzilla and King Kong statues for him to fight.
Right? And then just have like Tom Cruise on like these big ass stilts,
Yeah.
just walking around.
He's like, I like to do things practical as possible. Unfortunately, we don't have the serum to make me ginormous yet. I know we will in the future, but this is the best thing. We got these.
Oh, how about you just fight a gorilla and crocodile? You know what?
Yeah,
Just do
just film it on a soundstage, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, you just
it.
fight.
Yeah.
There you go, old school. You bring it full circle to the way how they used to do it. You know, I feel like they should bring that back. How funny would it be with all this CGI shit going on that it cuts to a scene of guys in costumes fighting on a soundstage? Like I think they should do that.
All of a sudden, Tom Cruise is on like the Tonight Show,
Yeah.
and Jimmy Fallon's like, "So Tom, heard you actually, bought a gorilla and a crocodile to get ready for this movie. Tell us about that." Could you imagine?
Oh my God, be amazing.
Somehow I feel that that's not so far fetched.
No, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, my pet peeve is I bet there's not going to be a clear winner because these movie studios are too afraid
Oh,
to to
no doubt.
to gear
There's
towards
no
a
doubt.
to a
It's
certain.
gonna end in a draw,
Yeah.
or they're gonna have to join forces to destroy the fucking Godzilla.
Yeah, that's why they're throwing in. Yeah, that's why they're throwing Mecha Godzilla. It says like, oh, we must join forces, and then they just go their separate ways because Godzilla just rules the world, and King Kong's like, I guess I'll go on the island or wherever. I'll go. He'd probably go to New York and get a reality show.
You imagine if they did like oh my god, what if throughout the fight between Godzilla and Kong, like out the fight every couple times he like went to like confessional, like the way road rules and real world used to do, what most reality shows do. It's like Godzilla and Kong just like sitting down being filmed by themselves, and they're like, "Oh, when Godzilla said that I was a little pussy boy, I really took that to heart.
It'd be
I
fun.
got
That'd be funnier if they didn't even speak words. They just made roaring sounds.
the subtitles.
Yeah.
That's what they would have to do. Oh man, I want to see that now.
See, I'll
Fuck,
tell you, we gotta work on a script one of these days. We gotta work on
dude,
some.
we have to make a movie. Come on.
Did I tell you my story of when I talked to Bruce Campbell about what happened to Freddy versus Jason versus Ash?
I don't think so.
So when I was in New York, I used to go to those paid audience gigs, and there was the AOL show, and they had him on because he was doing press for Ash versus Evil Dead. So I was like, oh fuck, I gotta come up with a good question, like nothing stupid, because I know Bruce Campbell. If I come up with something stupid like, oh, how heavy was your chainsaw, he'll make fun of me. Like he'll do it. But he's nice about it. But he likes to be a fun jerk. He's a good balance of that. Um, and some people take offense to him. I'm like, no, he's if you come be done with him, he's gonna be done with you. That's what I caught with Bruce at Comic Con. Anyway, so my question was, hey, so I'm curious about the title of the show because it's like Ash versus Evil Dead. So like, is in further seasons is like Ash gonna fight other things? Is it gonna be Ash versus Freddy versus Jason? And he was like, oh, I see what you did there. And he was like, okay. This is how this phone call went. We called New Line. We said, hey, we want to make a movie where Ash from Evil Dead fights Freddy versus Jason, and then at the end he kills them both. And they go, and the studio goes, no, it can't happen. He can't kill them. And then he was like, oh, why? He's like, no, they can't die. He's like, all right, bye.
Oh yeah, of course. Got
but
to keep
that,
making movies with these guys. They can't just die.
but that made no
You
sense.
know
They die at the end of all their movies.
exactly. God. Oh, we can't have these guys die. All they do. How are we supposed to bring them back from the dead 1,000 times? Like we normally do.
Oh my God, that's such a missed opportunity.
Been dope.
That would have. I mean, I don't know. I doubt ever. They made a comic book of it. It was all right, but yeah, missed opportunity. But speaking about HBO Max, I'm loving HBO Max. By the way, I love that they have all the Adult Swim shows. I've been binge watching all the Adult Swim shows, and apparently they're working on a Harry Potter show. But it doesn't sound like they have much of a plan because they just said HBO Max pretty much said we want to make a Harry Potter show. Does anybody have ideas?
We don't. You know what that is? That's we want to make money. Does anybody have a reason for us to do this?
Yeah, and as a Harry Potter fan, do you think there's anything they could do as a Harry Potter show? Anything interesting that they could do?
Listen, they did a Fantastic Beast in the movies, right? They did. I think they did two so far, or
Yeah, it's two, and there's one more coming out.
yeah. So, and I'll be honest, I really don't give a fuck about those movies. The Fantastic Beast.
Yeah, I don't,
I really just don't care. I mean, I've seen the first one. I don't think I saw the second one yet.
I heard the second one's
The first
terrible.
one, right? First one was, it was all right. It takes place. I think like I don't know something. How many? I forget how many years before Voldemort and Harry Potter, I believe. Um, but if they're gonna do a show, I'm assuming it's gonna be also just set in the world, but just different different characters and a different story,
Yeah.
um, and of course, allude to certain characters that were in Harry Potter, maybe allude to Voldemort or to Dumbledore or whatever.
I think they should take inner city kids, send them to Hogwarts. That would be an amazing show.
Hell yeah! What? Put put some fucking kids from the block. Put them up in there, bro.
They have some real moments where there's a kid of color being like, "Yo, is there a spell to stop me from getting shot by the cops?"
imagine, imagine when we were young, two kids from the Bronx going to Hogwarts. Could you imagine that?
Exactly. That'd be an amazing show. And you know what the spell would be? They'd be like, it's called the super white, and then you just the kid's skin color turns white. He's like, there you go. The cops won't fuck with you.
That'll do it.
Terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah. Listen. There's no information like you said. There's no info about it.
Yeah, I hope JK is
Well,
not. I hope
why we're
she's not
doing it.
involved. I hope JK Rowling's not involved. She seems to be losing her mind. She keeps like retconning shit.
Oh, oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
it, it's just like, dude, obviously you didn't plan for it. Stop lying.
yeah, I don't. I don't know. To me, I'm just I guess I'm all for it. Just it can't be. To me, Fantastic Beasts was boring, and honestly, I don't think anybody really gives a fuck about the second one outside of like the real hardcore Harry Potter fanatics. I think most people just don't care at this point
Do you think
about
it?
it.
Do you think it's time for adult Harry Potter to come back? Because you know they're gonna bring him back. Like that's gonna.
Oh, that's gonna happen for sure. For sure, that's gonna
I
happen.
feel like
That's
that's movie. That's movie shit you do. I don't know if that's
that's a
like,
movie.
yeah. I don't know.
Even though I think the way things have gone, for sure, TV streaming is definitely the way to go to like tell a fully fleshed out story. Because if you were to do Harry Potter like again, where they're older now, they're adults. I mean, how many movies are you gonna do? More
That
than three movies?
I feel like that'd be a. I mean, that's what the studios would probably want. But it's like you're gonna stretch out what storyline. I don't know much about Harry Potter. All I know is that Voldemort is dead.
Yeah, see, they wouldn't do it in a TV show because obviously they would make way more money as movies than a TV show.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Unless like Netflix or HBO Max got some crazy amount of money.
I mean, HBO. I mean, we'll see. I feel like this movie thing they're doing is it's got me interested. I know it's got a lot of my friends interested. Especially they got the Mortal Kombat movie, which they showed a couple pictures about. Which I'll hold out to a full verdict when I see the first trailer. The only thing that interests me about the Mortal Kombat movie is that they
Steve
are
Harvey as Jax.
sorry.
Steve Harvey as Jax.
Yes, Steve Harvey as Jax. Yes, I'll put the pictures. But I want to hold my verdict to see a trailer. The only thing that interests me about the Mortal Kombat movie is that it's rated R and that they're actually going to show fatalities, which I'm like, all right, okay, let's see
That's interesting.
let's see how far they go.
I'm
Uh,
really, that's. I think you're right. That's the one or the main thing I'm kind of like intrigued to see.
yeah. So we should get a trailer soon, and Matrix 4 may come out this year. I don't know. They've definitely have it slated. I think the Suicide Squad comes out this year, right? The rated R one, James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Comes out this year, right? Yeah,
I
I
think
think so.
so. You know what's crazy about that movie? Did you hear that the only reason he did it because he went to DC, Warner Brothers, and he was like, "Listen, I'll do this movie for you," because they wanted him because he fucking banged it out the park with Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're like, "Yo, this is right up your alley." And he was like, "Okay, I'll do it, but it has to be rated R, and I have to have license to kill anybody I want that's in the movie." And that's why he did the movie. He said that they agreed, and I can kill anybody. So he's like anybody's free game.
August it comes out.
Okay, so you know, anybody's free game. The Suicide Squad's gonna live up to his. Imagine everybody just dies. The whole everybody just dies. The whole movie.
I don't think Peacemaker, right? Isn't he getting like his own show or something?
I think it's a prequel though. I think it's a prequel show.
Oh, okay. And listen, that I'm really pretty remarkable in my mind how you can go from Suicide Squad that came out, a couple of years ago, which I thought was just a giant steaming pile of dog shit.
That no, that shit
To me,
was that shit was diarrhea. That wasn't even
yeah,
that wasn't even a form.
to me that's clearly the worst DC movie. I don't think there's any doubts about it. You can go from that to the James Gunn Suicide Squad, and for me, it has a complete opposite feel. Like I'm currently now, I haven't seen it yet, obviously, but just off the trailer and the things that you've read and seen, it just has a completely different like vibe. I actually think this is going to be a real fun experience.
Yeah, and what's crazy, that wasn't even like a real trailer. That was like a behind the scenes look of footage that's been filmed.
Right.
And just from what you garnered from the style, and a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people know, or maybe a lot of people forgot, is that he actually directed a little superhero movie called Super that came out around the time as Kick-Ass, starring
Oh, is
what's
that what Rainy Wilson?
the dude from The Office?
Yes. Yep. Rainy
Yeah.
Wilson.
And the problem with that movie was that it got overshadowed by Kick-Ass because it was literally the same idea about
Yeah.
just a regular Joe Schmo becoming a superhero. But
Yep.
it's two completely different flavors of a story. And what was funny is that I think Mark Miller, the creator of Kick-Ass, was aware. I think James Gunn wrote it or whoever wrote it was aware that he was working on the idea, and he was like, "Listen, that's cool. Let's just not talk. You do you, I'll do me, and we'll see how it turns out." So they didn't like collaborate, they didn't share anything. They're just like, "That's cool. I'm doing the same thing." All right. So they just went both different ways. And you could tell it's like totally different tone of movies. Like Kick Ass is still kind of serious, but a more like of a kill. Tarantino, where Super is like a really fucking serious, dark fucking movie. Where or I don't want to. It's definitely worth watching, but it is dark. It's a dark movie. So
Right.
if he brings that kind of tone into Suicide Squad, where it's like it's gonna be fun, but also like serious and darker moments where people get their heads blown off. Yeah, it's gonna be a good shocking movie. But James Gunn is good at. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm happy with HBO Max. A lot of people. I feel like a lot of people think movie theaters are gonna die because of HBO Max, and I think that's ridiculous. I think some movie theaters, expensive, might have to close down, and maybe it's for the good because they overprice on shit. But movie theaters are not going away. Movie theaters are gonna come back whenever this. I don't know. We're gonna have another year of this. I hate to tell you, folks.
A means to an end. This is just for right now because of what's going on.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like do you want new content? Because these people are insane to think that like, oh, I don't want to be in a room in a theater with for 2 hours with strangers. Get out of here. I'd rather do that shit at home. Everyone's got fancy TVs and sound bars now. Make the movie theater experience at home. And I still want to see movies in the movies. That's an experience I love. But it's also nice to watch movies at home because you can pause it, take a leak, grab a snack, not to miss anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's like that right now because of what's going on. You know, if you keep holding off all these movies until the theaters are finally fully opened and back,
Yeah.
and you just have so many movies, all overlapping each other, and then at the end they're still not going to do the kind of business that you thought they would because there's just going to be so many movies that are around or overlapping each other, or you just gonna have to push them back even further.
Yeah.
And I mean, that can't keep pushing a movie back and back and back because then you'll just kill the any kind of hype that there's around it or interest, and then you're just fucked completely.
Yeah, like they pushed back that stupid Morbius movie, the fucking
That
Spider-Man.
movie is that movie is done. It's dead. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I'm just like, by the time that movie comes out, it'll be phase 5 of the Marvel Universe.
I know it's put back to next year now, right?
And I'm just like, I could not give a shit about that movie. I don't know who thought that was like, of all the Spider-Man villains. they went with Morbius with Jared Leto. And I'm tired of Jared Leto too. Like him and his weird 30 Seconds to Mars cult. Have you seen this weird thing
Oh,
he does with his band
what?
where he you go to like a fucking island and you live on the island with the band and you just go to 30 Seconds to Mars concerts and they all wear white and they just follow Jared Leto. I'm gonna find pictures and post this.
What the fuck?
Dude,
What?
I'm telling you, Google this shit. It's and he's like on some Jesus shit. But you just listen to 30 Seconds to, like you're trapped on an island listening to 30 Seconds to Mars.
He does kind of look like he believes that he's Jesus, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's these celebrities are so, man, they really are
That
out
guy
of
for
touch.
a little while now. You know that?
Yeah, it's true. It's
Long
true.
hair, the beard. He's had that look for quite a while now.
And now he's on an island with his little cult. I don't
Yeah,
I don't know if he's still doing it. Probably this is probably before COVID times, but the
he's probably
def
still.
he probably does, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
I can see.
speak about exotic islands and eccentric people. Let's switch it over to video games. And before we get into Resident Evil 8, because I feel like we have a lot to say about Resident Evil 8, I just want to bring up Hitman 3. Came out, damn, I think it came out last week, and I already finished it.
Uh,
But I will say that the story slaps so hard from the opening to the end, even though I had mixed feelings about the end, but I won't go into too much of it. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll talk about what I liked. I like that the story got me this time. Like the past two games, the story's been like ho hum, but the story really slapped hard, kept edge of your seat, and it did one of those things where you started a mission not knowing where you were or what was going on, which was really cool. And I think it might have been one of like the levels in this game, dude, are freaking huge. There's a mission set in Germany where you start on a road next to a gas station, go through the woods, you end up in a nightclub, you go into the nightclub, you walk around like fucking 3 stories of the nightclub, rooftop, outside, surrounding area, and then there's a biker hideout in the back, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. And the missions are so like
sounds like a wild night.
dude, it took me 2 hours to beat that mission because I don't want to ruin it what happens, but it's really like the missions were really well designed this time around. Really more like stood out to me. I feel like Hitman 2 kind of just went through the paces. Like there wasn't like I don't think there was like one mission there other than the one that was set in the U.S. town. Like it was like a neighborhood town that was kind of cool. Like they actually had a mission that was set in New York, and I was like excited. Oh yeah, they're finally doing a mission in New York because I can't remember any time they've ever done a mission in New York. And the fucking mission in New York is in a bank. You're just in a bank.
Oh,
I'm just like, all the things you could do in New York, you did a bank mission. It was really, I don't know, it was very boring. But that was a Hitman 2. Hitman 3, all the missions are fucking amazing. Maybe not the last one because it's kind of a straightforward mission. I don't want to ruin it. Um, but the way the story kind of ends, it's it's like I don't know how to explain it, but it just felt a little laxer. Like it just didn't stick the landing. It ends in an open-ended way, but it also ends in a way that makes me wonder, is this the last Hitman game for a very long time? Because it kind of felt like that. So, I mean, I know they're working on a 007 game. I'm excited for the 007 game, but
yeah.
I definitely want Agent 47 to come back because I mean, what they've done with these games, the fact that if you've bought all these games on the same system and you load up Hitman 3, you can like reload all the levels from the past games and just have them there is insane. Like how many games are like that right now? That it's insane that I could literally just go back. Hey, I'll just play a mission for part one or part two, and then do whatever. As far as like new features, there really wasn't new stuff that they added into this one. Like they added like a camera like you used to hack and stuff, which is it's whatever. I would have liked to see them maybe done some more stuff with combat, but Hitman's not a combat heavy game. It's a puzzle game. You walk around, you take disguises. You
Yeah, you
know,
try to figure out how to get the job done,
yeah,
quietly,
yeah.
efficiently.
There's a lot of reward for being patient in the Hitman games. You have to be very patient in these games, and I find it
You have
entertaining.
to observe.
Yeah,
You
observe.
have to watch, like the way
Yeah.
Tiger Woods used to be in a tuxedo and watching hookers dance around and frolic in hotel rooms. moves.
Yeah, then 47 would be dressed as a hooker and then stab you, you know? That's how he does it.
Yeah, there you go.
I, I
There you
I will say the last mission feels like something out of a movie. Like it definitely has like this movie part where it's just like 47 doesn't really need much to do what he does. So like the steps you go through that level are pretty cool. It's like, all right, I got this disguise, I'm good. I got this, I'm good. Like I like he doesn't need much. Like oh, I got this little thing I could do. I'll get through it. I'll be fine.
go.
So I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I really hope they do make future Hitman games. I know I'm excited to see what they do with James Bond. Um, Fudge. I was trying to look up if there's gonna be DLC for this game because they've usually added levels, but the way the story ends, I was like, I don't know. I looked it
I
up.
think that's gotta be something, right?
Well, usually they release like a season pass, and this time they didn't, and they're kind of mum on if they're adding levels. And
I
what I
refuse to believe there's not gonna be anything added.
because it's only 6 levels in this one.
Oh, yeah, there's gonna be more. Oh, absolutely.
But they're pretty mum, and there's no season pass. And what's really weird is the escalation contracts that where you can do like the missions differently, or they make them hard. Like they do like set little objectives. You have to like get a pass for those. You have to pay extra for those. That's kind of messed up. I'm not crazy about that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna add more. I mean, the levels are pretty huge. There's tons of ways to do different things. I definitely itching to like go back and explore every nook and cranny. And I hope they do the elusive targets. The elusive targets were like time limited targets that would show up in certain levels, and you only had one opportunity to kill them. And if you know,
Mhm.
like pretty much you would kill them, and you have to leave the level in order to be a mission complete. But if you died, then that was it. Like you only had like one life to take out the target. Those were like really fun, really stressful, really interesting.
Those
And
sound fun.
so I haven't even heard of them bringing that back. I don't know. I kind of feel like they're like, hey, we finished the story. We gave 47 a good send off here, and I think they're moving on to Agent 007. I really think I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna add more. I would love them. I know they love the Hitman franchise as their baby, and I definitely see them in maybe few years from now, bringing it back in next gen some way. I hope so because it's a great franchise, and it's one of the few stealth franchises still going strong. We don't got Splinter Cell, we don't got Metal Gear. It,
True.
really frustrating. It's really like as a stealth fan, it's like, dude, what the hell?
So 007 that could
Yeah,
offer so much more. If they wanted to kind of take a break for a while on Hitman and put forward their energy and brain power on 007, boy,
I'm for it.
there's so much they can accomplish there.
This game felt like a prequel to what they're doing. Like there were moments in this game where I was like, I feel like I'm already playing the 007 game because like of just how it was opening up and it's really exciting. Like I'm like, dude, they're gonna man, it's a match made in heaven. I can't wait.
And 007 I think it lends itself also pretty cool to a action game, but also an RPG game at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Like being able to like level up like as Bond and like obviously maybe you don't start right away as 007,
Well,
but
no, that's the only thing they've said is that
right,
this the whole game is you getting your 007 status. So you're
yeah,
before that.
yeah. So I mean, like being able to rank up and level up or whatever, and like unlock moves and weapons and gadgets and different techniques and stuff that you can do. Oh, I
Yeah,
think the possibilities are endless,
yeah,
bro.
like you already do that in Hitman. Like every time you get XP in a level, you unlock new places to start it. I know gadgets, just like you said. I think the difference with Double Seven going forward is like maybe 007 has a hub. He goes to what was the scientist guy? M? No, Q. He goes to
Phew.
Q, and you got like Q, and he'll teach you how to, you do your test things. And even if they did the same format where you go to like a big location for your mission, and even if it's a big location, you could probably go back to that same location for multiple things. You'd be like, oh, dude, you have to follow this guy. Oh, you have to break into this lab over here and get something, kind of thing. My only thing is like they have to change the combat. The combat has to be a lot more smoother, especially when it
Yeah,
comes to takedowns
definitely, definitely.
takedowns and movement. And I think they're gonna have to add driving. Yeah, you kind of have to have.
Oh, you have to.
He has to be versatile. Like he has to be able to rappel, parachute. So I'm
Yep,
really,
all that shit.
I think,
Diving,
yeah.
parachuting, all that shit.
And I wonder if they're gonna incorporate like relationships into it too, because that's another thing with James Bond, especially with
True.
his
Good
Bond
point.
ladies. You know,
Yeah, the Bond chicks, bro. The Bond girls.
that's something I wanted to bring up regarding the story of Hitman 3. There was one part that kind of took me out of the game is when 47 shows any kind of emotion, especially if he's showing like pain or defeat, and it kind of, I don't know what's the word, it takes me out of it because like to me Agent 47 has never been like a major character that is similar to like a GTA character like Trevor, you know, where you're like, oh, this guy's a character, he has his own traits. Agent 47 is like this kind of like blank slate. He's like a tool for the players to be. He's kind of like Master Chief. Like I don't really want to know when Master Chief eats or goes to goes to bed feeling a certain way. I'm just there
Right.
to be. He's there to show my actions in the world. And I think what I kind of like the story where there's stuff going around 47. Is not much about 47, but when it does dive into some of 47 a little, and that's why I'm just like, yeah, I don't like I don't need to see 47 like have a happy ending. Like he just needs to be the hitman. He needs to live out this fantasy that I want to be. That you know.
True. I mean, that's how I always kind of, that's how I always took it, where you're just, that's his name. This is, he's just Agent 47, but it's mostly, using, this guy to just make, just carry out just in cool, hits and how you're gonna do it and whatever. And
Yeah.
there isn't a whole lot of layers to the guy. It's he's a fucking hitman.
Yeah, it don't they really don't I really don't need layers. Like yeah, you could show layers with his like relationships with Diana, you know, his caller. That they kind of dive into that a little. That was cool, and they had the new character that they brought up in the series, and that was an interesting thing. But when it comes down to him, I'm just like, dude, I just want 47 to make weird little because he does like weird little puns in this one that I don't know if they did more, which is pretty funny. He's like they're like he I forgot what the line was. He's like, but 47 was like, yeah, I'm used to dressing up a lot, and I was like, yeah. But I'm excited for the 007 game. That's all I'll say.
Breaking news.
Oh.
I'm just gonna break a little news right here.
Oh, what do you got?
Apparently, on Twitter, you can now, if you hashtag Godzilla, you get a Godzilla emoji next to it. And if you hashtag Kong, you get a little King Kong emoji next to it.
There you go, folks. Get on
So,
those get on those emojis for your fake team.
yeah, I mean, you know, we this country has been divided enough. Now we have to divide us between Kong and Godzilla. Choose your monster, people. Are
I'm
you
go
with Kong or are you with Godzilla?
I'm with Tom Cruise.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I should tweet that. Can I get a hashtag Tom Cruise and get a little Tom Cruise emoji next to it? I mean,
There you
come on.
go. Yeah. Come on.
What if I hashtag parrot? Can I get a fucking parrot next to it? That's what I want.
Well, speaking about people choosing sides and the internet blowing up, how about that Resident Evil reveal last week, bro? How about that?
I was excited for Resident Evil Village when they first showed it last year. Was it? What was the event that they showed it for the first time?
Oh my God, there were so many live streams last year.
No, I'm trying to remember what was the event.
I feel like it was for PlayStation.
Yeah, I think it was the Sony event.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think it was.
after this showcase, I'm really excited for it. It's the creepiness looks, I'm so glad that Resident Evil 7 it brought back the creepiness.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That it really brought it back. It looks like they're continuing um that same feel, and it almost feels like it's gonna even be even creepier.
Oh yeah, I like the variations of enemies they were showing. Once I saw that, I was like, "Sold, good job." That was my biggest pet peeve with 7.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for it. I got to play the demo that they released on that day,
Maiden,
Maiden.
Madden.
And for those that don't know, while Danny was streaming, I went into his chat and I said, "Oh, Danny, I'm about to play Maiden." No, I can't wait for Maiden. And Danny goes, "Why? How come you can't wait for Madden? What happened with Madden?" And then Danny goes, "Oh, Maiden." So
That might have been my 8-hour stream. So
yeah, that's exactly what it was. But I played the demo, and it's like a 20 minute demo, probably like 20 minutes if you don't know, it's really just like a looking around with a few minor puzzles demo. There's no combat or anything like that. It's mostly there to kind of get the grasp of the visuals and the sounds, the sights and sounds
like the
of what to expect.
just to tease the atmosphere pretty much.
Right, right. For Resident Evil Village, and I waited to play it uh when it got pitch black outside. It was like 1 in the morning. I had all the lights off. I had my Sony Pulse headset on. Everything, the volume was jacked. It was a perfect setting. I was sitting up in my bed, and
Do you like some candles?
no, no, didn't light some candles, not some candles. Um, but boy, it just from that 20-minute demo, there was already a few moments where my heart was racing. Um, there was like two jump scares that really got me. There was just the visuals were fantastic, but boy, the sounds were haunting. Just walking around trying to figure out how to get out of you start inside of a jail cell and trying to figure out how to get from out of there and continue on. The sounds that you would hear, things behind doors, sounds coming from outside of of the windows, sounds coming from upstairs, just all kinds of different just sounds that I repeatedly asked myself throughout playing it, what the fuck is that?
Nice.
And yeah, so yeah, I think they really accomplished what they were trying to do. This, little demo, which was, you know, you- this is if they really wanted to show you that this is gonna be fucking creepy and but also exciting and it's going to be a hell of an experience. But they really accomplished that with this demo because my excitement, it went to a whole nother notch, whole nother level. Uh, while getting to actually, put myself in the game and really kind of feel it. And mind you, this is without combat. So I can only imagine that being, raising it, a couple of more levels when you're there face
Yeah.
on with, having to fight, and shit. So two thumbs up on the demo. And my excitement for it is is basically doubled. So I'm ready for it. What is it? May? Is it May?
May something.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm shocked that it's actually coming out to PS4 and Xbox One, so that's awesome.
Yep.
Hopefully Godfather Sneak will bless me. I mean, he gets the free upgrade, so I'll be shocked if he didn't. Well, maybe I'll be able to. Maybe I'll have my own PS5. Who knows? But yeah, I think you nailed it out of the park. Everything looks great, interesting, variety of enemies. Combat looked good. Um, that tall vampire lady that took the internet by storm.
Oh yeah.
Like, people fell in love with her. Like when I saw the special edition of the Chris Redfield figure, I was like, man, you guys. I think you guys need to take out that Crest Redfield and put the tall vampire layer statue because that's gonna sell like hotcakes.
Sure.
So I the only thing from that showcase that was kind of to a part of me was the reveal of the multiplayer mode because to it just it was I don't know, it just looked so like they're like they were trying to go like after Fortnite there. It looked very Fortnite from the visual style to like how it was playing. It was just a bunch of running around and shooting. I was just like, oh
I see
man. I was just like, why don't you guys bring back Resident Evil Outbreak? Like that online co-op mode was really cool. Like, why don't you bring
that.
that back? Also, does Resident Evil need an online mode? Let's ask that. Every time they do an online mode, it just never works. Like other than like co-op.
They need to kind of bring back what Resident Evil Outbreak was.
Yeah, but do it proper this time
Did
where you
we
could
play that together, Danny?
where you could talk to each other. What?
Did we play that together?
What happened was when it came out on PS2, I don't know if we did play together, but it wouldn't have made a difference because there was no voice chat. I think we played it on later on through Xbox 360 or something. Like we would
Yeah.
try,
Okay. So you were there. You were there.
yeah, like we did it with voice chat, and that game was amazing.
We figured it out. We would sit in a. This is before 360 party chat. We would we put our Xboxes on, got inside of a private Halo 2 room, and then went on PlayStation 2
Yeah,
and played Resident Evil Outbreak while talking with our Xbox headsets on.
there you go, there you go.
Figured it
Jesus.
out.
Yeah, and then that game was fun. We were like, "Oh, this is fun." It was the dumbest decision I've ever heard an online game make, and they still are making dumb decisions with their Resident Evil
For
modes.
real.
I mean, I don't know if Resident Evil needs an online mode. They keep failing at it, and like the last one that came out with 3, where you had the mastermind setting up traps, that was kind of cool, but it was just like I don't know, they didn't really support it, so it died already. And there's like a hardcore fan base that still plays. There's always gonna be a Resident Evil hardcore fan base, but
Right.
yeah, I
I
don't know.
agree.
I don't know if Resident Evil needs it online, especially like with co-op. I like Resident Evil being single player. It's more scarier that way, you know?
It doesn't need it does not need a multiplayer mode. If they were ever gonna do something again like Resident Evil Outbreak, then it needs to be Resident Evil Outbreak and just have its own game where you can play with, play co-op and have its own story and whatever involved.
Yeah. Maybe do a Demon Souls thing where like players could kind of fuck with other people's games in some way. Maybe do that. I don't know.
Yeah, Resident Evil Outbreak, it'll always, and this is, I guess, I just want to get this in there. I will never Resident Evil Outbreak, and there was two of them, right? There was one. Wasn't there two?
Yeah, those two.
Right. I believe this was part one. Resident Evil Outbreak is responsible for a gaming memory that I have that I will never forget.
Oh, tell me.
And it was me. Uh, I believe you were there, Dan. I think you played this one with us. Me, you, Pete, and JJ. For some reason, I guess this was our friend Pete. His character, I forgot which character he was, but his character's skin was that of a red stick figure. So you had three people who were playing, three of the characters in the game, and then the fourth character was a red stick figure.
I think
It
I
was one
caught.
of those options that you unlock and you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
use.
One of those weird costumes, yeah.
Right. So for some reason, our friend Pete decided he wanted to be a red stick figure. Um, he also might have been highly, like, just completely baked out of his mind. I'm pretty sure he was. Um, so I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting the name of the levels and all that. All I can remember, all four of us were like badly hurt, and we were trying to get towards the end of the level, and we were in this. I know the level was in the sewers. That I remember, and we're all beat. We're all bloodied and battered. Our health, all our health is really low. We're low on resources. I have the most health, and we go up the ladders to leave the sewers and come up into the city, in the street. And as soon as we come up from the sewers, we're on the street. Apparently, there's a person sniping on the roof somewhere. As soon as we emerge, they snipe our friend JJ, and our friend JJ drops dead. And we're all screaming, okay? Because the first thing we see is we come up from underneath the pothole,
I
and bah!
feel like I was there for
Our friend
this.
JJ gets sniped dead. We're all screaming, JJ, oh my god, what happened? What the fuck is going on? I don't know. Our friend Pete is badly hurt to the point where in this game you needed to have your character help another character if they were badly hurt, so to help them walk a little faster.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had the most health, so my character, I said, Pete, let me help you walk. We can, kind of dodge this guy sniping. And then you, Danny, you were there. You were also hurt and limping, but you had a little bit more health than Danny, and you were going to be in charge of kind of shooting around any monsters in our zombies in our way as we make our way to where we need to go. And we're walking, and there's bullets flying from the sniper past me holding Pete. And we're screaming because we're almost getting hit. Annie, you're there trying to fend off the zombies in front of us, behind us, on the side of us. Zombies are popping out of cars and coming out of the burning buildings, and we're all freaking out. There's a guy sniping at us from the roof. We don't know exactly where. All of a sudden, a message pops up on the screen. It says, "Smells like death," which was the screen name, the gamer tag, our friend Pete at the time, and it said, it said, "Smells like death is requesting your shotgun." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" It pops up again. "Smells like death is requesting your shotgun." The third time, "Smells like death is requesting your shotgun." And I go, "Pete, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you asking for my shotgun?" And Pete goes, "Because I want to shoot these motherfuckers. Yeah, but my life's about to end. My legs are broke." And I'm like, "You can't shoot," because apparently when you were like, he was like near death. And I mean near death, like one more, any kind of attack, even a slap by a zombie was going to kill this guy. And he couldn't you can't use weapons at that point.
Yeah.
And he's there, and there's this, set, kind of the visual, a person holding a red stick, a 6 foot red stick figure. And the red stick figure is asking for your shotgun. And Pete is high out of his mind. And he's like, "Just give it to me. Just give it to me. Just leave me. Leave me here." And we're like, "No, Pete, no, we're not going to leave you." And it said, then another message, "Smells like death is requesting your shotgun." "No, Pete, no, we're not going to leave you." And he's like, "Damn it. Leave me here. Just leave me." "You guys make it. I'll give my life for you guys." And somehow we were able to pull through, and the two, the two characters and the red stick figure were able to make it. Somehow guiding, I mean, a hail of bullets, and I mean, when I tell you we were zigzagging,
Yeah.
I was I was just moving left to right, dodging these sniper bullets. Danny, you were there just trying to fend off, anything and everything, and somehow we made it there.
I
Unfortunately,
JJ
RP to
died.
J.
I vaguely remember that, and I vaguely remember that manhole for one time we all died there, and someone had trouble picking us up, or like I remember we all died there. I remember something vaguely about that fucking manhole because that manhole area was a pain in the
Yes,
ass.
it was nightmares were made there.
Oh my god. Yeah, they need to bring that back. That's
They
that
do.
amazing.
Never forget. We were all just, we were, as soon as, like, once we were able to get to, like we were laughing as we were doing it. And I
Yeah.
remember, dude, I remember that I was so close to pissing myself because everything had, and mind you, this all happened with, like, was happening within the span of, like within a minute.
Yeah.
JJ gets popped as we come out of the manhole, and I'm carrying a stick figure, and we're all screaming. Danny's screaming, trying to fight off the zombies. There's bullets flying around. The message pops up, and I see the red stick figure asking me for my shotgun, and Pete's high out of his mind. All this, it was just, it made for so much fun and just silliness, and
Yeah.
God, man, that was such a time.
Oh
That was
man,
that was what year? I mean, that must have been like '05, I think.
bro.
'05.
Yeah, that was a minute. I remember in that game when you died, you could come back as a zombie and attack your friends, right?
I think so. I
I
think
think so.
so.
Yeah, I remember that shit because that shit used to be funny. Like, you let me die, I'm coming for you. But like
Really?
you were literally a zombie. Like, you were slow. You were just like you really had to get lucky to get your friends.
Oh, it was so much fun. Mind you, that was that wasn't like that was like Resident Evil like 1 and 2 controls. That wasn't like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was tank controls. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Damn, yo, Capcom, come on, get rid of that
You know,
Fortnite BS. Let's get a freaking let's get that Resident Evil Outbreak coming back.
hell yeah.
So we've come to the end of the show, and I just want to wrap it up with a question. I guess we're doing a question a day, question of a show.
You know what? Hold that thought for 1 second.
Yeah.
I just want to chime in real quick that I believe in our last episode, I had not finished The Last of Us 2 yet.
Oh, damn.
I want to say I finished that. I finished it last week. The Last of Us 2.
Yep, saw that.
Real quickly, I just want to say was one of the greatest games I have ever played in my life.
Thank you.
The experience was just it was beautiful, it was haunting, uh, it was shocking, it was funny, it was it had heart, it had, it had everything in it
Yeah.
from the story. The gameplay, it to me, the levels got better and better as they went on. Um, one level that really kind of like I was playing that I was just like, wow, this is tremendous was you're Ellie and I just was like on top of like a train, like I'm talking about like something like 50 feet above ground, and I have my sniper rifle, or and I'm just like picking dudes off from like various roofs and stuff, and
Oh, yeah, I remember that
just
level.
yeah, just the ability to like if you want to go that route, or you can go from building to building, um, you can go stealth, you can go aggro, you can pick off enemies in so many different ways.
Use the
Um,
infected against humans. That shit was fun.
yes, like there's so many different ways to play the game. I'll tell you right now. I know that there's a lot of people out there that didn't like the game, had issues because of whatever reasons out there. Uh like, oh, Abby's arms are too, she's too, too big. They're trying to, there's trying to be some SJW, you know, message or ideology or something they're trying to push through this game. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I believe that was what you told me, Danny, that they had a fucking problem, well, with the fact that her arms were too big.
100%. I mean, they sent the fucking creator, they sent the voice actor, they sent all these real people like death threats off this one character, and it's like, dude, it's a video game. Calm down, and B,
Imagine how insecure you have to be
oh,
for that to fucking piss you off.
like, dude, like, grow up. Get out of your basement or your room, experience life because those people exist. These people exist, all right? There's nothing wrong with a woman being muscular. If she wants to be muscular, if she wants to be shaved, if she wants to fucking it's her body, her choice. Like, dude, don't if you're so insecure that you don't have big arms as a girl, like, I don't know, maybe you have to look on the inside and do something that makes you feel better about yourself. Don't put all this hate and negativity out on people, especially out on people making a game. Social justice warrior, bro. They're trying to give you a new experience. That ain't the same little Tomb Raider body with a big ass and tits. Like, grow
That's what
up,
I'm
guys.
saying.
Not all women look like that. I like that Mortal Kombat has evolved past that shit. The new Mortal Kombat, people were complaining, "Oh, little got revealing outfits, don't got big boobs, bro." Like, like they can, dude, let's like I don't, if a woman has just who's falling around fighting is not she's not gonna be a really effective fighter, I don't think, like, there's people that work around that. Like, dude, grow up, like, god damn, it's crazy that
Get out of your mother's basement, guys, please.
yeah, it's just that I think that's like I still every time I bring up Last of Us in my stream, there's always that one person like, "You like that game? Oh, wow, that game was stupid." I'm like, "Oh yeah, so why was it stupid?" Facts. So like, I don't go like, "Oh, you're stupid." I go like, "So why do you think it's stupid? What do you have a problem with it?" And then when they're like, "Oh, this," I'm like, "Okay, so why do you have the problem with that?" And you just break them down layers, and to the point where I'm just
Yeah,
like, "So your real problem is seeing a woman be strong."
that's what it is. Because you know that game, it never once crossed my mind to think, hmm, you know, they got this game was revolving around all these women who are so strong and they're kicking you know guys' asses and
Yeah,
whatever. This isn't realistic and that never crossed me. You know what crossed my mind? You know what I thought along the way is from the beginning. I love Ellie. Okay, I love Joel. Then I wanted Abby to fucking die and suffer the worst death possible.
and
And
then you start to like Abby.
I started to really like Abby. I started to really, and I got to the point where I said, man, it's a great story here. Just because, you have to look at it on her end too.
Yeah.
She, she suffered the tragic loss of her father
Yeah.
from the hands of Joel because
That
Joel,
yeah, that didn't even need to happen. Like, her father was a doctor. He wasn't a soldier, he wasn't a master villain. He was just a
yeah,
doctor who surrendered, and Joe shot him in the face.
exactly. So if you can't see from her point of view, from her perspective, her revenge, then you're just not being honest and you're not being, because if that happened to you, I'm pretty sure you'd feel the same fucking way.
Yeah, well, it's
And
just it's just the
yeah,
content people consume is very straightforward. It's been
right,
a lot of general media is very straightforward. It doesn't have this moral gray line that tries to explain both sides because it's just like they're the terrorists, we're the good guys, end of story. And then you're like, well, why are they doing what they're doing? You don't have a lot of stories that explore that dynamic.
exactly. And I found myself towards the end of the game, I kept saying to myself, I don't want neither of them to die. I don't
Yeah.
want Ellie dead. I don't want Abby dead.
The
And
first
when you're right there at the end, I'm like, dude, Ellie, stop! Don't kill her! Don't kill her!
or the part where you fight Abby as Ellie, I was like, "Oh my God, I thought like the game was gonna make me kill Ellie."
Yeah, 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 that's what I mean. Like when she was like in the water, when she was like gonna drown her ass, I was like, no, don't do it.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. Or no,
I'm
I'm
so
talking about the part in the theater where you're playing as Abby and you fight Ellie.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Like that was another thing. I was like, fuck. Like, I wasn't like ever like actually, I never thought I was gonna be in this position where I'm like, all right, Ellie, you little fuck. I gotta, I gotta somehow, kill you, I guess, or try to kill you.
Yeah,
Like, holy shit! Like it flips it around, but you've spent the last like I don't a couple of hours playing Abby and getting to know her and her
yeah,
story.
yeah,
It made you feel like okay, well, you know what? If you would have told me this beforehand, I would have been like, get the fuck out of here. But at that point, you're like, well, shit, come on, Abby, let's fucking do this shit. They really made you kind of, experience both sides
yeah.
so good.
So it was such a great dynamic.
Yeah, very, very cool, very good. The story was just fantastic. The soundtrack was
Oh,
fantastic.
all of it. Look, the
It was
feel.
yeah, dude. It was an experience, and I tweeted this when I finished it. It's a gaming experience that will always stick with me. I will never forget this playthrough. Um, it's a long game, but it's a fulfilling experience. That once you're done, you're like, "Fuck!" Like when you have a game this long, I just wish that it could give me even half the feeling that this game gave me when I was done with it.
Yeah.
So this game is going to be my game of the year for 2020. So I guess
Oh,
yeah, there's just no way.
Yeah,
I guess
that
everything else will get knocked down a peg, but
yeah, now you see why that was my game of the year, man. That
yeah,
game,
100%.
real quick, and then we gotta wrap it up. The one
Yeah,
scene that got me like that totally like got me on Abby's side. Like as you play their game, it's slowly like showing you her side. But I
yeah,
don't that scene where she's with the kids from the cult in the woods at night, and she like the kid saves her, and then the fucking infected come, and all she has is a hammer, and there's just that shot where with the hammer and the fucking infected are coming, and I
yeah,
was just like, yeah, let's fucking do it,
yeah,
bro. Oh my god.
yeah. That
Oh
was.
my god.
There was a couple scenes in that I took screenshots on the PS5 while playing. There was so many like so beautiful that there was some moments that I just took screenshots of because I was just
Nice.
like, wow, like it was just kind of really kind of breathtaking. A lot of moments
Oh
in
yeah, that
that
game
game.
is beautiful. Holy crap.
If you don't like the game, it's because
You gotta
I know a lot of people don't like the game because of their own personal agendas and their own insecure feelings because there's just no way that I won't buy anybody truly believing. I just won't buy it. It's because if you feel that way because of you have there's a there's a different reason why. Okay,
you gotta grow up and broaden your horizon. That's all I gotta say.
pretty much.
Open your mind, folks. Open your mind. And I will say one thing real quick. You saw that thing where the director of The Last of Us 2, Neil Drunkman, I can't say his name right. He's interested in making
Yeah.
a Punisher game? Bro,
Oh,
Marvel.
baby,
Marvel.
baby,
Dude.
that's the perfect. That man is the perfect guy to get to draw up a fucking Punisher game story.
Oh my God. That's the
And
fucking
wow,
Punisher lives in a world of gray.
yeah, yep.
And like he would like I've read some really good comic stories where you're just like, yeah, there's a reason the Punisher exists because the other heroes could not deal with this shit. They could not make these hard choices, and sometimes you don't agree with how he does it, and sometimes you're like, yeah, you got to tear that guy's throat out and shove it up his ass because that guy's a fucking pedophile.
For sure.
And I mean, just the combat of Last of Us 2 is perfect for the Punisher. Holy crap, man. I really hope that happens. I doubt it's gonna happen because the Punisher right now I mean, he's always a controversial uh icon or hero, whatever you anti-hero, because uses guns and and a lot of freaking idiots out there wear his uniform, especially cops, and even the Punisher's like, no, don't wear my symbol. I wear this symbol because you guys failed. That's why the Punisher is the Punisher, because the justice system failed and all these bad people slipped through the cracks.
Yep, 100%.
Anyway, we need to wrap it up. I gotta get to a damn phone job. You got any parting words for the hobos out there, the
Yes.
hobros?
Yeah, yeah. Two things. One, on the next episode, we're gonna do a deep dive into WandaVision.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Number two, I'm going to tell a story about how Baby Yoda slash Grogu single-handedly got my sister into the world of Star Wars
Wow.
after really never, caring. Uh, and I would also like to say, so I packed up those journals and took a one-way ticket to solitary confinement in the desert, where I began writing what you hold now, an album, a record, story of my life so far, things I witnessed, dreamed, chased, gave, and received, truth bombs that interrupted my space, and time in ways I could not ignore, contracts I have made with myself, many of which I live up to, most of which I still pursue.
All right, all right, all right.
Those were the words of one Matthew McConaughey from his
Did
groundbreaking book, Green Lights.
you finish it?
No, not yet.
All right.
This is a journey, not a race. Okay,
I
Danny?
I mean, there you go.
And I just want everybody to know that my life is being guided by Matthew McConaughey.
Beautiful.
And I want to share some words from Matthew McConaughey to all of you out there.
Beautiful. Well, you could catch John on Twitter under what, JBY.
Yeah, it's wait, why am I tripping now on my name?
I think it's at JBY. I'll post the link in the YouTube. I usually do. But you catch him on Twitter. Catch his.
That is JBGNYM.
There you go. Catch him on there. Catch me on the Twitter as Last Respawn. Catch me on Twitch as the Last Respawn Show. I've been streaming a little more here and there. Streamed for 8 hours the other day. That was insane. That was probably the longest I ever streamed in my life. I freaking went from beating Hitman 3 to starting Metal Gear 3. Spent 4 hours playing Metal Gear 3 because Sneaky never saw it. And I was like, dude, Metal Gear 3 is freaking amazing. Everyone needs to see it once. And yeah, for our next show, we definitely got to do a deep dive in WandaVision and whatever else is going on in the world.
And please, people out there, get out and go out and vote. Kong or Godzilla. Okay? Go out on Twitter, cast your vote. Okay, vote or die. The world relies. Okay, the world is hanging in the balance. Okay, it really, really does rest on your vote.
You know what's
you need to go out there and make your voice heard.
You know, it'd be crazy if they actually took the stats from the votes and that's what determines the movie. Like the end credit scene is just them on Twitter, like, "Yep, Godzilla wins." All right.
Another ballot for Zilla. Jesus fucking
groovy. Oh, I can't
Go
wait.
Go out there and vote, guys. Okay, Kong or Godzilla, please.
I hate to say it, but I'm Team Godzilla, man. I love a giant lizard.
I'm Team fucking 100-foot Tom Cruise, bro.
There you go. We should start there.
Or giant parrot.
Team Tom Cruise. 100-foot Tom Cruise.
Why not? Let's get crazy.
Let's get crazy, folks. Stay safe out there. You know, you could still, if you don't got a mask, you could use a plastic bag as a mask. That's all I'm saying.